อบคุณครับHey everybody on YouTube, just give me a few more minutes. I'm still setting things up and I'm waiting for people on TikTok as well. Okay, let's begin. Welcome to week 6, everybody. Hey, everybody. Sensei Joe in the house. Welcome to Motivation Saturday. I'm live from the Moncratin Coffee Cafe here in Meichon. If you've been here before, awesome. I suggest you come here because you'll love this cafe. It is such an awesome cafe. In fact, I'm looking to bring some of my students here on field trip someday. Maybe next month. Part of the field trip. Anyway, for this Motivation Saturday, it is the 6th straight week of doing it for 2026. And today we will be talking about fueling your fire. How do you fuel your fire? Okay. Well, take a moment. Before we rush into words, before we chase meaning, just do one simple little thing. Breathe. Hey, what's up? So just breathe. Inhale slowly. Hold it in. And release. Now do it again by yourself without me helping you. I can't do it and talk at the same time because I'll have a squeaky voice. So just inhale slowly, hold it, and release. One more time. Inhale slowly and hold it in. And then release. Okay, so this moment right here, this is where fire begins. So week 6, fuel your fire. Not someone else's fire. Not the fire you think you should have. Not the fire that some of my students are making right now during camping, but the one that already lives inside of you, the flame that's in you. Because whether you realize it or not, there is something within you that burns quietly. A pull, a spark. Let me move my phone again. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so it burns quietly. A pull, a spark, a feeling that wakes up when you're aligned with who you truly are. So once you discover who you truly are, a flame in you is going to wake up, a spark. And the question today is simple. What lights your soul on fire? Really, I want to know. What lights your soul on fire? Can anyone tell me? What lights your soul on fire? What lights your soul on fire? Whoa! Can anyone tell me what lights your soul on fire? It's okay if you don't know. Not everyone knows. So, not what am I trying to say? So what lights your soul on fire? Not what impresses people, not what earns an applause, not what looks good on paper, what ignites you when no one is watching. Now this is where I get into motivation. Sit with that question. What lights your soul on fire? Sit down and think about it. Feel it. What lights your soul on fire? Hmm? Anyone? Can anyone tell me? Okay, there we go. I got my messages back up on YouTube. Okay, if you sent me a message earlier on YouTube and I didn't respond, probably it's because I couldn't see it and something it was locked or something. But anyway, let this answer rise. So what lights your soul on fire? Let the answer rise. Not from your mind, but from some place in your body that's deeper. From the place that knows before words exist. So recognizing the fire. Your fire might show up as curiosity or compassion, or creativity, or service, or a movement, or maybe even silence. It might be something you've ignored, something you've pushed aside because life got busy. That's something we can all relate to. We're always busy in life, and we're always pushing things away that matters. I mean, like right now, I'm working on the 7 modules for Thai education to get my permanent teaching license, and it's been pushing me away from the things I love doing. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's important. I need to do this, but I disagree with their method. How can you get every answer wrong when you got it right? But that's something else I'm dealing with, because apparently the Thai education system sucks at technology. That's sad. We need foreign intervention. Anyway, you can't let things get in the way of things you love doing. So recognizing the fire. Your fire comes within. It comes from you. It's deep inside you. Not your brain, but deeper. It comes from curiosity, compassion, creativity, service, movements, silence. So it might be something you've ignored, something you've pushed aside because life got busy, because responsibility got loud. Yes, when you get older, you're going to be very responsible. You're going to have a lot of responsibilities. Sometimes it's cool, sometimes it's not. Because fear whispered. That's not practical. You cannot let fear take over. But fire doesn't disappear just because we stop looking at it. No. Your fear will not disappear if you ignore it. The fire doesn't disappear just because we stop looking at it. The fire's going to always be there, whether you look at it or not. Fear's going to always be there, whether you look at it or not. So it waits, it's patient, it be quiet, but still alive. So today, this moment, is an invitation to notice it all again. Because the fire inside you was never meant to be neglected. It was meant to be protected. Never neglect yourself. Never neglect the flame within you. Because when you do neglect it, you neglect yourself. You neglect motivation, inspiration, confidence, respect, responsibility. So protect the flame within you. Protect your fire. Protection is spiritual discipline. If that even makes sense. Protection is a spiritual discipline. It means recognizing what drains you and choosing not to live there anymore. Hold on. Good coffee. It means setting boundaries. Not out of anger, but out of reverence for your energy. Now, can there still be anger there? We all experience anger. It's part of us. We're human. Okay? There's nothing wrong with that. But what matters most is, can you control that anger? Can you maybe turn it into something positive? So yes, you're going to have to set boundaries. Not everything deserves access to you. Not every voice deserves your attention. Not every expectation deserves your obedience. Now, expectation is something I really want to get into, because all of my life, let me get closer. All my life, people have expected me to be this or be that, do this or do that. And I'm telling you, it's overwhelming. I got fed up with it. I got burnt out. And after I have proven myself over and over and over, they still expect more from me. And recently I started thinking, okay, well, I've done this, that, and that. I've already proven myself more than 20, 30, 40 times. Maybe it's you that needs to prove yourself to me. So, not every deserves your obedience. If someone is expecting too much from you and you've already given a lot and proven yourself, walk away. They don't deserve your obedience. Your fire is sacred. So the fire, the flame within you is sacred. Probably not to any other people. Well, don't get me wrong. There are people that's going to look at the flame within you and say that is a sacred flame. But the majority of people will not do that. One person that respects the flame in you more than anybody is you. And probably me. Because I know what I'm talking about. So your fire is sacred. Protecting it might look like saying no without guilt. Resting without apology. Stepping back to breathe. Or choosing alignment over approval. Hold on. Okay. So, have you ever said no to anyone and then felt guilty? That's normal. We do that all the time. Have you ever said no to someone and not feel guilty? Well, that's normal. We do that all the time. There are reasons why we say no. And honestly, to not feel guilty about it, you got to have a good reason to say no, a real good reason. So for example, if someone says, hey, can you loan me like some money or something, and you say no, well, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you might not know the person, so why trust? Or you do know the person, but you don't trust them. Don't feel guilty because you're protecting yourself. Now, let's say you say no to them just because you don't want to give them money, and you know them, okay? You're going to feel guilty. But you know what? We can go into that deeply, but it'll take forever. So, saying no without guilt, that's a form of protection. But you got to have good reason to. Resting without apology, a lot of us overwork ourselves. We don't deserve to apologize for resting. Okay, we have to rest to rejuvenate our brains. Stepping back to breathe. There's many ways to explain that. And choosing alignment over approval. The hell with approval. Screw it. When it comes to proving yourself, if you've proven yourself over and over and over and over, and you still haven't received approval, then choose alignment. Be like, hey, you know what? I did this. I did that. Okay. You know what? I've proven myself. Forget it. You need to prove yourself to me. I don't want anything to do with you. Choose alignment. When you protect your fire, you are saying, my inner light matters. What's in here matters. And that's not selfish. That's stewardship. So invest in your fire. Protection alone is not enough. Fire needs fuel, and fuel is investment. You invest time, you invest focus, you invest belief. Are there ants over here? So ask yourself, what would happen if I fed my fire every day, even just a little? I really want you to ask yourself that question. Please ask yourself that question. What would happen if I fed, or if you fed your fire every day, even just a little? So if I fed my fire every day, even just a little, what would happen? 5 minutes of intention, one honest conversation, one small step toward what feels true. Fire grows through consistency. Now, that's one of those fancy words. Sometimes if I don't think clearly, I say it wrong. So consistency. Fire grows through consistency, not intensity. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. You just need to stop abandoning what matters to you. Stop abandoning the positives that matter to you. Every time you choose alignment, every time you listen to your inner knowing, every time you honor your values, you are feeding the flame. Okay, so we're going to get to Motivation Saturday Energy. Something new I just threw in. But first, I want to hear from you. Do any of you have anything to say to me? Come on, I want to hear from you. Who's having a good Saturday? Anybody? Let me know, please. I want to know if you're having a good Saturday, yeah. Okay, for those on YouTube, um, I am having trouble leaving comments for you. I apologize. I don't know what is going on. It will not allow me to type anything. I do not know why. For those on TikTok, of course you have a better system, so I can see everything and type. But come on, does anyone have any questions? Don't be afraid to ask. Anybody? No one? Okay. So Motivation Saturday energy. So Motivation Saturday is not about hype. It's about remembering. We all remember, well, we remember most of what goes on in our life, but remembering who you are beneath the noise. Remembering what matters beneath the pressure. Remembering that you are not empty, you are alive. You don't need to find motivation. You need to remove what's holding you back. You need to remove what's smothering you. You need to remove what is keeping motivation away from you. Fire doesn't ask permission to burn. It responds to oxygen. So ask yourself, what suffocates my fire? That's a good question you should be asking yourself. What suffocates my fire? What chokes my fire? And what gives it air? These are important questions you should be asking yourself. Then choose accordingly, feeding it until it roars. So there will be days when your fire feels small. That doesn't mean it's gone. You know how fire works. Sometimes it's small, sometimes it's big. If you've ever had a campfire, you know this. Even embers can reignite. So even the little pieces of the fire or what was burnt can go up in flames again. So feed it anyway. Show up anyway. Believe anyway. Move anyway. And slowly, steadily, that quiet flame becomes confidence. That confidence becomes motivation. It becomes momentum. That momentum becomes a roar. Not a roar for the world, but a roar within you that says, I am alive. I am aligned. I am becoming. So your fire is not random. It was placed in you on purpose. You don't have to compare it. You don't have to justify it. You just have to honor it. So today and this week, protect what lights you up. Invest in what feeds your soul. And trust that the more you honor your fire, okay, remember what I just said. Invest in what feeds your soul. And trust that the more you honor your fire, the brighter your life will become. So take one more breath. Inhale. Inhale, clarity. And exhale, doubt. Your fire is waiting. So fuel it. Okay, I hope this was a good motivational Saturday. Bit different. I changed things up. You know, we got to have some changes here and there. Does anyone have anything to say? Okay. Well, as I always say, enjoy your day, enjoy your week. Okay? Keep smiling, keep laughing, and keep believing in yourself, because I believe in you. The fire within you, only you can control. Be strong. And I will see you again for Motivational Saturday next